Welcome back, everybody, and happy Monday. It's May 12th, 2025. Born on this date in 1943, guitarist David Walker of Montgomery. Now, he's not to be confused with Dave Walker, the English guitarist who worked stints with Black Sabbath and Fleetwood Mac. He's also not to be confused with jazz guitarist and prolific R&B session player David T. Walker. Our David Walker was an original member of Gary Lewis and the Playboys. Gary Lewis, incidentally, is the son of Jerry Lewis. Today is National Odometer Day, which is a ridiculous day, I realize, but we'll take the opportunity to again remind everybody you cannot lower your odometer by jacking up your car and running it in reverse. The generation that grew up on late night cable TV and John Hughes movies picked up some vital information along the way. Today, let's talk about Tuberville and swatting, Britt and Fetterman, and a hefty gift for Talladega College. My name's Ike Morgan, and we're down in Alabama.
Starting a business can seem like a daunting task, unless you have a partner like Shopify. They have the tools you need to start and grow your business. From designing a website to marketing to selling and beyond, Shopify can help with everything you need. There's a reason millions of companies like Mattel, Heinz, and Allbirds continue to trust and use them. With Shopify on your side, turn your big business idea into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.
Well, it's old news that U.S. Senator Tommy Tuberville's Auburn home was swatted on Christmas Day 2023. Swatting, if you're still out of the loop on that, is when someone makes fake phone calls to authorities to try to get a big response from law enforcement. So think about false reports of active shooters or having SWAT teams surround the house of a public official. The troublesome issues with swatting are obvious. It costs public resources. It can put first responders and others in a dangerous situation. And for the people causing the mischief, it could mean terrorism and false report charges, which means prison time. Now, AL.com's John Sharp reports that Tuberville's home in South Walton, Florida, was also the target of a swatting just a few hours before the one in Auburn. The report from the Walton County Sheriff's Office said a male voice that sounded Russian reported that at Tuberville's residence down there, a woman had been shot in the head with an AR-15. A man was tied up inside, and someone was demanding $10,000. Now, that call was made shortly after 5 p.m., Christmas Day, 2023. Tuberville was not present at the time, but he arrived back at his beach home around 6:37 p.m. The swatting incident in Auburn happened later that night. Walton County authorities believe the swatter might have been an 18-year-old from California who has since been sentenced to 48 months in prison for crimes in connection to hundreds of swatting and threatening calls. Tuberville is co-sponsoring legislation that would impose stricter federal penalties against swatters. Penalties would include 20 years in prison for a swatting attack that causes somebody to be seriously hurt. U.S. Senator Katie Britt, an Enterprise Republican, has voiced her support for colleague John Fetterman, a Pennsylvania Democrat, in the face of scrutiny over his mental state and criticism of his willingness to part with party, reports AL.com's Patrick Darrington. Now, that his voting with Republicans would rankle Democrats is no surprise. And increasingly, you're either with us or against us, Washington. His state of mind is a subject again after news reports last week. The Associated Press reported on an outburst at a meeting in which Fetterman reportedly asked why everybody hates him, and New York Magazine cited staffers and advisors questioning his mental fitness. Britt and Fetterman both were elected to the Senate in 2022, and they've developed a friendship. Britt took to social media to say that Fetterman, quote, is a tremendous friend and colleague. It's a complete disgrace what agenda-driven members of the media and his own party are doing to attack him, all because he dares to be an independent thinker and voice. Proud to stand with John, end quote. An Emmy Award winner has donated $1 million to Talladega College, reports AL.com's Hannah Denham. Esapatha Merkerson may be best known for playing Lieutenant Van Buren on Law and Order. She's also been Sharon Goodwin on Chicago Med and Reba the Mail Lady on Pee-wee's Playhouse, if you go back a little. She was the keynote speaker for the HBCU's commencement on May 4th, and the school gave her an honorary doctorate. The school has struggled financially in recent years, but recently secured a $15 million loan. Talladega College's 2023 budget was $34 million, according to the college's year in review. So $1 million is nothing to sniff at. Thank y'all so much for listening to us. We're going to be back here again in the morning. Until then, y'all come on and see what we're working on anytime you want to at al.com.